Hello again. The future of South Otago lies in tourism, agriculture, forestry and education. A gathering of business people from the area was told today. A special report commissioned by the South Otago Enterprise Board and prepared by development consultant is based on a major survey of businesses in Milton and Balclutha and an extensive series of interviews. Its three-pronged plan for development involves expanding existing businesses, starting new ones and developing industry. Modern cranes can make short work of most lifting jobs, but a task in Dunedin this morning proved a little stickier than envisaged. Scrap metal dealers are selling up the heavy tallow tanks and machinery from McLeod Brothers Soapworks. What started as a 2-hour job turned into a minor epic. Michael Lynch reports.
Shifting a 5-ton tank is no sweat these days. Weld a few lugs in the top, take the strain, and up she should go. Trouble is, when McLeod Brothers wound down, they forgot to empty the tank. The tallow's gone hard, horrible and heavy. But shovel a bit out, cut off a few old lugs, and it should slide up and out with not too much trouble. But this particular tank thinks it's all right here. It doesn't want to join the exodus north, in this case to a tallow exporter in Timaru. So it's back into the slippery hole. The tallow pile grows in a lift that's becoming something of a soap opera. Still no go. So resort to the Kiwi remedy. Out with the chainsaw, demolish the roof, jiggle the crane a bit closer, and finally, up she goes. All that remains is to tip the tank over. But after what this crew's been through, that's nothing special. The job's taken about 3 times longer than expected, but the tank buyer's happy, and what would have been scrap metal for Taiwan is at least contributing to Timaru's prosperity.
Bit of a soap opera. Where does he get those lines? The establishment of a science centre at Otago Museum is a step closer. The tender for construction has been let to Mitchell Elmet. Modifications to the museum's old auditorium will begin in a week and be finished in March. The science centre will include technological exhibits from the defunct Microworld in Auckland. Fundraising is reported to be going well, although another $230,000 is required to complete the project. It will be open to the public next December. Well, the weekend rain proved the worth of the new all-weather riding for the disabled complex at Otatara, which opened on Sunday. As Kathy Graham reports, the arena's been built with community support to cater for riders from all over Southland.
With the official duties over, it was up to some of the group's most distinguished riders to show what they can do. Lindsay Tuffley on the chestnut chutney and Ron Fraser on honey. The pair competed successfully at the last Special Olympics, but the crowd and particularly the flashlight made the horses a little nervous. Riding for the Disabled has 5 horses. Some, like Chutney, have been with the group for more than 10 years. They're taken out by the disabled riders 3 days a week and looked after and ridden by Pony Club members on the other days. 75 riders are using the facility each week, and organisers say there's been a marked improvement in their confidence since they've been riding here. Thick sawdust makes a fall less daunting, and the boundaries provide security for both horses and riders. Access trainees built the arena, and a fundraising drive ensured the complex opened debt-free. The arena's been built to national specifications, which will make it suitable for other riding groups. Winnis MacDonald of Winton, one of the country's top riders, gave a dressage display on her horse, Hirondale. Stalls raised another few $100s, and the young riders made sure everyone got a treat.
A new top-notch golf course designed with the jet-setting overseas tourist in mind is taking shape at Arrowtown. Bob Charles is the architect of what's being billed as potentially an international course to outclass any other in the country. But as Mark Price found out, the course will be a long time in the making.
The course is in the heart of tourist country, on 100 hectares of farmland surrounded by the scenery which attracts thousands of tourists. The idea is to encourage them to bring their clubs, but not yet, or at least not here. Bob Charles and the developers have years of work ahead of them. They're still stepping out fairways and pegging tees, hazards and greens.
I had a hollow short left there and I've got a mound over there with the spine.
This is the third course the famous left-handers designed, but right-handers need have no fear. Charles is being decidedly ambidextrous in his approach.
I've got holes going to the left, holes going to the right. Some of the greens I've trapped on the right, some I've trapped on the left. So I've taken all that into account so that it doesn't favour any one type of player.
The course is stage 1. Accommodation revolving around the remains of an old flour mill will be stage 2. A lot of earth is yet to be shifted, even the type of grass to be sown hasn't been decided. But golfers can expect more water hazards, longer fairways, and a wait of almost 3 years before they can put the course or themselves to the test.
One of the world's best ever high jumpers has been in Dunedin today to pass on his skills to some of our budding champions. American Dwight Stone set 3 world records during his reign at the top during the mid-70s, but as John McDermott reports, he's probably best remembered for the one that got away.
Having won a bronze as an 18-year-old at the Munich Olympics, Dwight Stones, ranked number 1 in the world, was considered a dead cert for gold at Montreal. But wet weather and a hard time from a crowd favouring a Canadian competitor worked against him.
Well, that was a bad attempt by Stones.
It was third again, perhaps a rare disappointment in a long career crammed with success. Stones jumped 7 feet 8 inches, and as he worked with some of our young jumpers today, there was a feeling that our best are not jumping as high as they should be. Stones believes he knows the answer. Take advantage of the rules and send our best jumper to the Olympics, regardless of qualifying standards.
They might set a national record in the qualifying round. They might get to the final, and who knows what that'll do for an athlete's confidence. It also sends, I think, the correct message to the athletes behind that athlete that, hey, look at him, he went to the Olympic Games, or he went to the World Championships, and he made the final, rather than the expectation being he won the gold medal or he won a medal. I mean, I think that those are unrealistic expectations from a large number of athletes. You only get a John Walker and a Rod Dixon and a Peter Snell every once in a while. How many are you stifling by not allowing them to travel internationally and be exposed to big-time competition?
With just a week in New Zealand leading up to the National Championships in Auckland at the weekend, Stones is realistic about what he can achieve.
Perhaps find a couple of kids and give them an encouraging word and tell them that, you know, jumping 222, jumping 225 is not out of the question. And if I can leave that behind and inspire a couple of kids, just one, maybe 2 kids, even outside of the high jump, then I think I've more than done my job.
Well, Hillary's away for another week, so you've got me for the next week. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Good night.